The actual burglary took place on the 29th. We had a residential burglary reported. It's in the 1500 block of Batham Drive. The homeowner called and said that someone had rang their doorbell repeatedly, the front door. The suspect then went around to the rear door and forced entry into the home. He became aware that she was home, or the victim was home, and immediately fled. The victim provided us with a great vehicle description, suspect description, and one of our motor scouts saw the vehicle traveling north on Batham Drive on the same street, made a traffic stop, and a short investigation later, he was arrested for burglary second degree, and the detectives obtained warrants on that charge today.
And were we able to recover the lost property?
He didn't get anything in this burglary. He made entry and then realized that someone was home and immediately fled. So there was nothing stolen, but he did, with the intent obviously to do so, but once he realized the homeowner was home, he immediately fled.
What should you do? I mean, if you're at home and you hear somebody coming in, you don't expect. I mean, obviously this homeowner did the right thing, but you know, if my wife's sitting at home right now and she's watching this later, what should she do if she hears somebody coming in and it's clearly not me?
Obviously, every situation is unique. What are your avenues of retreat? You have no duty to retreat in your own home. You have no duty to retreat, you know, if someone is intruding. But if you can do so safely, obviously that's an option. Obviously call 911. Stay on the phone with the dispatcher until you're told to hang up. Make sure you give all the information that you can in terms of what is going on. But first and foremost, your safety, your family's safety is the utmost importance. Make sure that you protect yourself and your family. Again, you don't have any duty to retreat, but if you have that option, it's advisable that you do so. You know, you see if that you can. In this situation, she did exactly what she had to do. She got on the phone, called 911. She retreated to a room in the house and stayed on the phone with the dispatcher. And then most of these cases in burglary situations, again, they don't want a confrontation. They just want to come in and get something for nothing and leave. That's typically what they want to do.
Generally, burglaries then, would they happen in the middle of the day when people aren't home, or do we still see quite a bit overnight when people are asleep?
Most residential burglaries occur during the day when people are at work or at school, and then your commercial burglaries typically occur at night when the businesses are closed. Obviously, there are exceptions to every one of those rules, but as a general rule, that's when they occur.
So, even though you don't have the duty to retreat, it's generally you're going to be safer, everybody's going to be safer if you don't force a confrontation.
Again, absolutely. If you can avoid a confrontation and protect yourself and your family, then that's advisable. You know, but again, you have every right to be safe and secure in your home and you know, confront someone that is threatening you or your family.
This area where the burglary took place, was this something that, or I guess robbery at somebody's home, is this something that's happened on the street quite a bit? Is this something that we're seeing more of a rise on? Do we have any reason to believe this person was involved in any others?
Well, the detectives are looking into that aspect of it and see what other cases can be cleared. That's going to be an ongoing process. We are networking with other law enforcement agencies to see what cases might be in other jurisdictions. But in that particular neighborhood, it's a very quiet neighborhood. Actually, there had been one a few days prior, but it wasn't on the same street. But as you know, as it goes, it was a relatively close proximity, so there wasn't another one. But our numbers are fairly consistent at this time. Again, one burglary is one too many, but our numbers are fairly consistent with our general statistics on that type of crime. But again, one is too many.
Would we see more burglaries as we get closer to Christmas season?
Typically, they rise in the October, November months as a trend. They do seem to rise at times, but again, you see spikes and valleys. It just someone starts working in a particular area, or a group starts working in a particular area, and you can see numbers rise. But again, we do everything we can to find them and hold them accountable.
I can't think of anything else to ask you on it. I'm struggling here. So you got anything else to add?
Most importantly, look out for your neighbors. Call us on anything you see suspicious. We do have social media. You can keep up what's going on in the community that way. And we also have crimereports.com, which you can put in your address and find out things that are going on in your neighborhood and sign up for email alerts. So those are things we'd like for our community to know. And if you have any questions, call us. We'll answer any questions that we can and give you any information in terms of your neighborhood.
Crimereports.com, is that Vestavia only, or is that like a nationwide service?
It's a nationwide service that we've partnered with that provides us with text-to-tip, anonymous text-to-tip, anonymous online web tips, and crime mapping. So if you go in there, you can see criminal activity in your area, get an understanding of what's going on in your area, and also sign up for email alerts.
That sounds fascinating. It sounds like, you know, somebody can really get an idea of what's going on in their community by just going to something like that.
Absolutely, they can. It's very simple. You can sign up and get a weekly email alert. You can schedule that to what you prefer, and all it takes is just going to the website, putting in your address. A lot of other agencies also are on that website, so you can take a look at what's going on in surrounding communities. Also, sex offender information is on there.
Is there anything else I can do in making my home less attractive to burglars, I guess?
Well, absolutely. Make sure your exterior lights are off during the day. Make sure your newspapers and trash cans are picked up timely. Your shrubbery's trimmed back. Make it appear as if someone is home all the time the best that you can, whether that be a vehicle in the driveway or whether that be a radio on in the house. Any of those things are good deterrents. If you have an alarm, make sure you activate it. Make sure that you've tested and make sure that it's operating properly. And again, those are just some of the simple things that people can do. And look out for your neighbor. Again, you know your neighborhood best. You know who doesn't belong or what looks out of the ordinary, and call us immediately. That's what it takes.